Alright, so here's my pitch for a Batman story that I actually came up with while I was watching YouTube about prison and about how, like, prison life is weird, I guess. So, it's prison life. It's literally prison. It's exactly what you expect and also not. So I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if there was a story where Batman goes to prison? And I just started to think about it, and it started unraveling, and I was like, okay, here's how it goes. Like, first you gotta start off like this, right? So you have a company that does, like, the exact same thing as whatever it is that Wayne Enterprises does, because the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't know what Wayne Enterprises does other than make bat-themed gadgets that like no one questions or pieces together that they're, from, like, why does none of the R&D guys over at Wayne Enterprises, like, make a gadget? Like, when Lucius goes and tells these guys to make these gadgets, right? Why doesn't one of them, like, see Batman on TV and be like, hey, like, I had to make that in my lab the other night for Lucius Fox. I wonder who Batman is. I work for Wayne Tech. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lucius Fox maybe do it, Maybe Clark Kent's Batman. Like, oh, wait, why does no one ever piece that? I guess Lucius, like, pays them off or something. But way off topic. So I would start off like introducing this company that does the same exact thing as whatever it is that Wayne Tech does, right? So now we have this competitor to Wayne Tech, and you have Bruce. Every reporter wants to know his opinion on this new company, and Bruce is just like, it's whatever, like, I don't care. Maybe he gives off a statement that's really, like, hostile towards the other company, right? And then we have Hush. Now, if you don't know who Hush is a character created by Jeff Loeb, a Batman villain, obviously, and he was this kid named Thomas Elliot that used to play with Bruce Wayne when they were young. He was a family of another set of rich people. And, they were friends when they were young, and then, but the thing about Thomas Elliot was Thomas Elliot hated his parents, so he sabotaged their car so they would get into a car accident, and he hoped that his parents would die. This did not work, and his parents ended up surviving, but because Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, is a surgeon, he operated on the two, and I believe he saved Thomas Elliot's mother, and his father ended up dying, and then Thomas Elliot grew up hating the Waynes because Thomas Wayne saved his mother. And then after the Waynes died, he got angry at Bruce because he's like, now you have what I wanted, And I think his parents were, like, abusive or something. I don't know why he hated his parents, but irrelevant, right? So Thomas Elliot is like an incredible, amazing surgeon. Hush is just great. He can make his face look like other people. Like, I'm pretty sure in the story he was introduced in, he, like, fixed Two-Face's face. And he also can, like, make his face look like Bruce Wayne's face. And in the last story I read him in, which was the prelude to the wedding, I'm recording this the day before the Batman Catwoman marriage 50th issue written by Tom King, so maybe some stuff will be outdated. My story is supposed to be very, like, it can take place anywhere. But the thing about Hush is now in, like, a limbo dimension and just got torn apart by limbo creatures. And I don't know how or if or when DC's gonna bring him back, but whatever. So Thomas Elliot is, like, an amazing surgeon, and he can make himself look like other people, and he hates Batman, and, he hates Bruce, and he knows that Bruce is Batman and all that. So in my story, what I would have him do, just to fuck with Bruce, is, just to take Bruce off the table because he doesn't fucking like him. Maybe he'll get killed in prison or whatever it is. But basically, he uses his surgery skills to make himself look like Bruce, and then goes and kills the CEO of this other company on video. Not necessarily, like, in broad daylight or anything, but he doesn't, like, take out the security cameras. He lets the security camera see what looks like Bruce Wayne killing the CEO of this company. And then Gordon and all the police go to Bruce Wayne's house, and they're like, well, we have this video evidence of you clearly shooting the guy who runs this other company. And you know, you have reason to do so considering the fact they worked for an opposing company who, you know, you probably did this as like this was like a business motivated assassination. You did this so they wouldn't, you know, take money from your business. So you killed the competition basically, and Bruce would be like, nah, I didn't do that. 'Cause Bruce knows that he didn't do it, and then their argument is, okay, if this who isn't you in the if this person who clearly looks exactly like you isn't you in this footage, where were you the night that this guy died? And it turns out Bruce was on a case as Batman, you know, elsewhere, so he can't really tell the cops he was Batman. So he's like, you know, I was in Wayne Manor, you know, or whatever. But he can't like tell the cops where he actually was, and he has no evidence to prove that he was anywhere other than, you know, killing this guy. Which, when I think about it, it should be like why aren't there like security cameras? I mean, not inside Wayne Manor, you know, maybe outside Wayne Manor, but you know, why would there be like security like in like Bruce's bedroom or wherever Bruce is claiming he was, you know? So yeah, like Bruce has no evidence to prove that it wasn't him because it was clearly him in the video. And Bruce gets arrested. Bruce is very like whatever about the whole thing because he knows for a 100% fact that he didn't do it. So it's like, the justice system will prevail. I'll get out because I obviously didn't do it. And you know, Gordon's there. Gordon's like, Bruce, like, how could you? And he's like, Bruce, it was. And he's like, Gordon, it wasn't me. And Gordon, like, in his heart of hearts, knows it wasn't him because I look. Gordon doesn't know that Bruce is Batman, but at the same time, he's like not stupid, and he kind of knows. And I always interpreted it kind of like in the Injustice universe, where like he's always known, like he just figured it out and just never said anything. You know, and then you would have two running stories. You have Batman in prison, and you would have Dick and Damian trying to clear his name. I chose Dick and Damian because I feel like they would do the most to clear Batman's name. I feel like Dick is just like, well, this guy's basically my father. Like, my entire superhero career, you know, came out of him taking me under his wing. And Damian would be like, that's my dad, that's my legacy, or I'm his legacy rather. And he'd be like, I need to fix this. Jason and Tim will be around, and they'll do stuff, but the story will mainly focus around, you know, Dick and Damian. Alfred will be there too. Maybe we don't get the whole Bat family involved, but all the Bat family knows, and it's mainly Dick and Damian who are like, let's get this done. Like, let's do something about it. But we'll see Bruce in prison, and Bruce in prison will be like, just great stuff. Like, so while I was watching YouTube videos about prison, the dude in the video said that, and I had to think about this, because this is the number one thing you always hear about prisons. Oh, don't drop the soap, you get raped. And the guy in the video who had been to prison said that that's not true. If you drop the soap in prison, you won't necessarily immediately get raped. However, you will necessarily 100% get clowned immediately. Like, you will get clowned. Like, you'll get told that you're going to get raped, but you won't actually get raped. You'll be like, oh, there's someone semen on that floor, I want to pick that. This is what the guy who had been to prison said happens. Like, you get fully clowned. So, I would have Bruce, you know, taking a shower, you know, in prison. You know, he's taking a shower. And everyone's like fucking with him. Everyone's like, Bruce Wayne, you know, pretty boy, rich boy, I didn't know you had it in you, I killed somebody, you know what I'm saying? Don't really mess with him. And then when he goes to take a shower, you know, he's bathing and whatnot, and he drops the soap. Soap slips out his hand, right? And everybody starts clowning, like, oh, Bruce, I've never been to prison, first day in prison, dropping the soap. Oh, don't pick that soap, that floor nasty as hell. Oh, they're gonna rape you, don't do nothing. And then he'll just get clowned for a second, have no emotion on his face. He's Batman, so he's just stole. He's just, you know what I'm saying? Not no emotion, he's a little grumpy because he's Batman, but. And then, out of, like, fucking nowhere, Bruce just pulls out a second bar of soap. Because he's Batman, he's always prepared, he just pulls out another bar of soap. Just, you know, with the other bar of soap. And it's, and all the inmates just shut up. They look at the soap on the floor, they look at him, like, nothing. Right. So I have another scene in the prison where Bruce is getting food. You know, Bruce is trying to, Bruce is eating in the mess hall or the cafeteria, I don't know what they call it in prison. and he's eating, and there's just this big fucking buff dude with his like sleeves ripped off, and he's collecting food from everybody. He's like, oh, pay your dues or I'll kill you or whatever the fuck prisoners do, right? So he's getting all the food from the prisoners, and then he goes up to Bruce, and he's like, fresh meat, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, hand over your food, Wayne. And Bruce just looks up at him and doesn't say anything, continues eating, and he's like, Wayne, I said hand it over, and the guy grabs Bruce by the wrist, and Bruce just like instinctually grabs his tray and just hits the inmate across the face with it, almost putting him down. And the guards are like, yo, what? And I guess, and this is prison, right? Like, Batman's not in Arkham, so I guess this is like Blackgate. And he whacks the dude across the face. So after he whacks the dude across the face, and the guards are like, whoa, starts a bit of a riot. A couple guys try to take on Bruce. And there's this whole big prison riot in the mess hall. And all the guards are, like, a couple of guards start to step out, and one of the guards is just a dick. So he's just like, nah, let's see what happens. So Batman, takes out a few guys who come at him, and then he stops and he's like, this is a Gotham prison. And I'm Batman. Which means that, I put away a good portion of these inmates. I recognize some of these guys. This guy, oh, that guy worked for the Joker, that guy worked for the Riddler, that guy worked for the Penguin, that guy worked for Two-Face. These are all goons I put away. So if I fight too well, like I do when I'm on patrol, then they're going to realize who I am. They're going to be like, yo, look, Bruce Wayne fights exactly like Batman. And that's just not going to work. I can't do that. So he's like, I have to fight like a savage, Not like a savage, but I have to, like street fight. I don't really know what I'm doing, And so he changes up his fighting style to where it's like, and he kind of squares up. Like he puts up his dukes like a regular old fight, and just goes at it, starts punching these guys. But in a very disorganized, brawler type of manner, And he starts the riot, but he also ends the riot by kicking everyone's ass. And the guards, they don't like this. Fresh meat can't be causing this much trouble, Wayne. And because this is Gotham, the guards are obviously corrupt. So the guards take him out of his cell and throw him on the ground and kick him and shit. And Bruce, Bruce is like, I could take out these guys like this. Hell, I could probably escape this prison if I wanted to. But doing any of that would probably just make my prison experience worse and give me a bigger sentence. I already went through this whole I already kicked the asses of everyone in the prison. I can't just kick the asses of the guards too. So he kind of just takes it. And while all this is going on, we see Damian and Dick, outside of the prison, obviously, and they're doing a whole mess of things. So Dick doesn't become Batman like he does after Bruce had. He doesn't become Batman like in Grant Morrison's run, but he puts on a Batman costume and pretends to be Batman. So anyway, he puts on a Batman costume and pretends to be Batman so that he can convince everyone that Batman is still around. So no one's hey, Bruce Wayne just got arrested. Batman's gone. So he continues up the illusion of Batman. So, and he goes out with Damian and stuff, and you get that kind of, you get the same feel as the Grant Morrison run, because then you have the quippy Batman with the serious Robin, but it's Dick as Batman, and he just to keep up the idea that just so no one suspects anything. And fucking Gordon meets up with Dick in Batman's costume, and he's just like, why the fuck are you wearing that? And he's like, you're not Batman. And he's like, yeah, I'm Batman. And he's like, no, you're not Batman. You don't have the same chin. You don't sound the same. You don't act the same. It's not even the same Batsuit that he had on last. Like, you're not Batman. And Dick's like, oh, yeah, Batman had to, go on an assignment in another city, so I'm here to fill in. And he's like, whatever, Nightwing, whatever. Because in the back of his head, Gordon, knows that Bruce is Batman and that Bruce is in prison. And he respects the fact that Nightwing's doing what he's doing. And, Nightwing, goes on patrol with Damian, and they do the Batman and Robin thing, obviously. But they're also trying to prove Bruce's innocence. So the first thing they do is call up Barry. Because Barry Allen, the Flash, is a forensic scientist. So maybe the police didn't fully investigate the crime scene because they were like, oh, Bruce Wayne on the video, so it must be Bruce Wayne. So that maybe Barry can find something that could prove Bruce's innocence, right? So call up Barry. Barry comes and he investigates, and he's like, I can't find shit. I cannot find any goddamn thing because, Hush is so good that he even, changed his fingerprints to match Bruce's. So Barry's out here dusting for prints at super speed. Or I guess, I wonder if you would have to, if you couldn't even dust for prints at super speed. I wonder if, dusting too fast would, fuck it up and you have to dust slowly. I don't know, I'm not a forensic scientist. But he's, dusting for prints and shit, and he's like, yeah, these fingerprints are Bruce's fingerprints. And everyone's like, oh, Jesus Christ, Hush is on that. And they don't really know that it's Hush at first, but Nightwing will be like, okay, so it's a guy with Bruce's face who also seemingly has Bruce's fingertips, and we all know it wasn't Bruce because Bruce was out being Batman. Maybe Bruce was with Nightwing or with the Justice League or what have you, so everyone knows that it wasn't Bruce. No one even for a second is like, oh, maybe it was Bruce, because that's dumb. But they're all but Nightwing's like, okay, so guy had his face, now the guy seems to have his fingertips. It could literally only be one person, and that's Hush. So Nightwing and Damian, Robin go, and they confront Hush. And Hush is like, yeah, it was me. What the fuck, Bruce? You guys can't prove shit. And they have a couple fights with Hush here and there, and we see Batman in prison again. And now, the prisoners had been planning a prison break since before Bruce had even entered the prison. So now, got all these prison break ready prisoners, and Bruce is like, ah, shit. I could escape and become Batman again, along with these other prisoners. But then I would also have to beat the shit out of all these prisoners and bring them back. So, or I could sit here and wait for the law to just exonerate me of the crime that I clearly didn't commit. That I know I didn't commit, and I can help the guards keep all these fucking prisoners in, especially because I put them here. And you can guess which one Bruce takes is obviously the latter. So, Bruce is trying to sabotage their prison break, and even when they have a way out, he's standing at the border kicking everyone back in. Trying to prevent this goddamn prison break, right? And yeah, Bruce is makes some enemies in prison. People try to jump him, but he's fucking Batman, obviously. Maybe he even takes a couple blows just so people think that he's not Batman, because they're like, oh, Bruce Wayne couldn't be Batman because Batman would just dodge that, And then we go back to Damian and Dick. That was a big stutter. We go back to Damian and Dick, and they're fighting with Hush and whatnot, and they are able to convict Hush. So, while I could act like nothing's changed, that's not true. I forgot my ending, stopped recording, and came back to tell you what the ending is. Because I thought of an ending that I was really happy with, and I completely forgot what it was, so I had to leave and then think of it again, and now I remember the ending. So basically, while Dick is going out and being Batman, to convince everyone that Batman's still around, to lead everyone off the trail that Bruce is Batman, Hush sees this. And Hush is like, oh, Bruce, either got out or, what have you, right? So he's like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna commit another crime as Hush. I mean, as Bruce. And you might be wondering to yourself at this point, like, why doesn't he just, like, be like, hey guys, Bruce is Batman. But he, to be honest, he should have done that from the get-go instead of killing this guy as Bruce. Because now he can't say Bruce is Batman because Dick is being Batman. So now he's gonna be like, well, guess what? You see Batman, it's Bruce Wayne. Well, no, it's not, because Bruce Wayne's in prison and Batman's not, you know? So, probably would have been a better plan from the get-go, but hey, I didn't think of this stupid plan. Hush did, so tell him that. Anyway, so he's like, okay, well, now I have to get Bruce arrested. So, again, so he commits another crime as Hush, and Dick uses his detective skills to reason that A, he's going to commit another crime, and B, what that crime is. And he tips off the police, and then Dick, Damien, and the cops all show up as Hush is out here committing this crime as Bruce. And they stop him, and then the cops see that the guy who they just locked up like a week ago is committing another crime with no evidence that he's escaped. So they're like, this isn't, like, how did Bruce get out? And Dick's like, no, this is not Bruce Wayne, this is Hush. He pretends to be Bruce Wayne literally all the time. And they're like, what? And then they go, they call up the prison, they check the files on the prisoners that's in there, and they're like, oh, Bruce is still there, but Bruce is also out here. And then they reason that the weapon used to kill the first person is being used in this same other crime. So like, okay, so the crime must have been committed by, or most likely was committed by this guy and not Bruce Wayne. And that's how. And then they're like, we got the wrong guy, and they release Bruce. Bruce goes back to Wayne Manor, continues to be Batman, all that stuff. And yeah, so the story ends, and Hush is now locked up. And now it's some other writer's job to do something else with Hush. Because if DC's taught me anything, it's that no one, and I mean no one, except Jeff Loeb in Batman Hush, knows what to do with that character.